Loosestrifes are a fast-spreading, flowering herbaceous perennial in the primrose family. They are part of the genus Lysomachia and are native to the wetland areas of Eurasia. Loosestrifes are very hardy, growing in USDA zones 3 to 9. They grow up to 24 to 36 inches tall, and produce spikes of densely grouped small flowers that starts with just a few inches in spring, and will extend to a foot later in the summer. They start blooming in spring and will continue to bloom as long as the soil is moist and the weather doesn't get too hot. The flowers also attract a variety of pollinators. Even though loosestrifes are a nice addition to some gardens, they have a reputation of being invasive when grown in ideal conditions. They spread aggressively via rhizomes or become weedy from seed dispersal. They do not play well with others in the garden as the rhizomes can choke the roots of other plants, so avoid planting them in mixed borders. The common types of loosestrifes are Lysomachia clethroides or gooseneck loosestrife produces spikes of white flowers. It is commercially grown for use as cut flowers. The gooseneck name is attributed to the arched flower spike that resembles the curve of a goose's neck. Lysomachia punctata or variegated loosestrife has variegated foliage and produces bright yellow flowers. This plant is less invasive than the other varieties. Lysomachia vulgaris or yellow loosestrife, which also produces spikes of yellow flowers with orange centers. Lysomachia is commonly called loosestrifes. They should not be confused with the perennial weed Lythrum salicaria, or better known as purple loosestrife. Loosestrife will thrive in fertile soil that gets consistent moisture. They cannot withstand drought. To control their invasive rhizomes, plant them in containers. If you want to plant them in the garden, use a weed barrier or bury the entire container in the ground. They don't make good house plants because they die back during winter. In cooler climates, they will require 6 to 8 hours of sunshine each day. In warmer climates, grow them in a location that gets partial shade from the hot afternoon sun. Their growth can be controlled by giving them more shade and less moisture. However, they will produce fewer flowers and may become leggy. Water loosestrife regularly as they need consistent moisture. Increase watering during very hot and dry weather. They flourish in nutrient-rich soil. You can add compost to the soil or feed them with a slow-release balance fertilizer in early spring. Prune loosestrife in late winter by cutting them back close to the ground. Deadheading all spent blooms during the flowering season will promote reblooming. There are no pests and disease problems with loosestrife. All you need to do is to keep their aggressive growth under control. Divide their rhizomes during spring to manage the spread and keep the plants in check. Loosestrife can be used as a ground cover in areas where it's frequently mowed to control its spread. Or plant them in areas with barriers to contain their spread. Thank you for watching.